And welcome back to our next match. We're here with the Ronin versus Deepwater. Ronin rolling a Paladin, Guardian, Eos, Prophecy, 3 Ishkars, and 3 Enyos, and a very aggressive looking armor team.
And Deepwater rolling class-wise quite a similar setup. They've got a Scimitar, they've got a Golem, a Rattlesnake, Sleipnir, and then for support they've got Flycatcher, Hawk, and a few frigates. So a lot of long-range light missile stuff there for support. Interestingly, the Golem's coming at 0. He's the only ship on their team at 0, and everything else is at 50. So that Golem, he's probably planning on bait tanking here or hero tanking, but depending on how damage get puts on him, it's going to be a risky maneuver.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that Golem coming in at 0 signals an early micro jump drive of in some direction. I can't say where, but I think we're gonna see one.
It's quite possible, but I'd expect at least one of those frigates to have a scrambler on here, so if he's planning on doing that to fire off a few shots and escape, he might have made a small mistake there. As we're starting to see the match underway, and all of his assault frigates are charging in and charging straight past this Golem.
Like 2 charging lines of armies, these frigates are meeting in the middle and they're running right into one another. And we're seeing the Flycatcher of Northern Wind primaried early by the Ronin, and he is dropping rapidly.
We're also seeing all those assault frigates charging straight in for the Scimitar there. And for Senzen Kelvin, I don't expect he's going to last long with 6 assault frigates on both Enyos and Ishkas that we've seen a lot of times. Very powerful, very good at taking out the logistics ships. But we are seeing damage applied to the Guardian as well. I'm guessing from a Golem Rattlesnake at range, but I would expect that Scimitar to drop a lot faster as he's taking chunks out of his shield.
And that Golem was just sitting there stationary for the longest time, but it seems like he has finally found a target to fire on, and he has chosen the logistics ship of the Ronin.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what we can expect. That Golem will be able to hit pretty much the entire arena here without ever having to move. But the Guardian, it's a small target, it's a small SIG target, missiles, interesting and tricky against it. They're going to need to get him well pinned and tackled for this to work. And their Scimitar is taking a massive beating. He's repping, and he's repping hard, but he's not going to last. The second he reloads, he's going to be gone.
So let's talk about a little about the electronic warfare battle here. The Ronin is deploying dampeners, some tracking disruptions, some painting, and webbing on Deepwater, whereas Deepwater is really only webbing and just recently applied a newt to that Guardian. So I think that's going to be quite decisive here, as you're seeing targets drop very rapidly on the Deepwater side. Meanwhile, that Guardian is holding strong.
Yeah, the Guardian's holding the Scimitar is blapped off the field, and there's still going to be a massive amount of damage applied from running to Deepwater, as Deepwater are just unable to apply any real pressure to that Guardian, as they're starting to lose support as well. Flycatcher's down, a Kestrel's taking a beating, and those Enyos and Ishkas are just going to chew straight through that support now without that Scimitar repping them.
And the Ronin Guardian is now slipping below. He's going into about a third armor now, but they're trading so many ships for it. I don't know that this is going to work out for them.
Yeah, it's going to be close, and the more of those support die, that Guardian is now free from a web. He's going to be taking a lot less damage from those crews. He might just hold on. He's going to be bleeding structure very, very soon, but as that support dies, he's taking less and less damage. He's living longer and longer, and they're paying harder and harder for the kill they're just not getting.
Yep, it seems like they reapplied the web on him, but the DPS has just fallen off dramatically. You've seen the Guardian hold in like high structure now for quite a while. He's finally dropping, but almost all of the support is dead on the Deepwater side, and they really need that support to help them apply the damage from the Golem and the Rattlesnake.
Yeah, and that's finally it for the Guardian, but those webs are pretty sacrificial. They've had to throw away support after support after support, and to kill that Guardian, they're now left with a single support ship, and that Flycatcher isn't going to stand a chance as he's just murdered by those remaining assault frigates. And I don't think it's going to be much longer for the rest of the Deepwater team now. Okay, there's no logistics on Ronin, but it's just not going to matter.
Yeah, they've got the core of their DPS and even the core of their tank, aside from the logistics ship, but they just have no way to apply it to the very low SIG, high-speed team that the Ronins brought here. And you can see this Enyo dying, but very slowly for a frigate under the combined fire of 2 battleships and a command ship.
Yep, Mike Chair and his Sleipnir is doing his best. He's about the only ship left that can hit the support for assault frigates, but he's surrounded by all 6 of them, apart from this one who's just kiting away from him, and he's not got a hope here. He's just going to take so much damage. There's probably 2 battleships worth of blasted damage, plus the drones there, and that Sleipnir is just dropping, and he's gone.
And whatever links he had are gone with him, so you can see the defense bar of Deepwater drop dramatically there.
Yep, same for the attack, Deepwater. There's still a lot of firepower from that Rattlesnake and that Golem, but applying it now is going to be a massive challenge for them. There's never going to break the Paladin anyway by themselves. That Prophecy, he's sitting at range. Eos is probably sitting away as well. And they could try and kill these assault frigs, but it's not going to be long now. That Rattlesnake is going to have a good local tank, but nowhere near enough for this DPS.
Now you can just see the sheer volume of electronic warfare being applied to that Rattlesnake. He is essentially neutered. Aside from a big chunk of hit points, he is irrelevant to this fight. And the Golem just cannot put out enough damage to take down a meaningful portion of the Ronin team. Even if that Rattlesnake could tank all day, I think Ronin still has this in the bag.
Yeah, although damped and E-wise he is, the damp's going to affect that Rattlesnake, so he could hit the Prophecy based on range, he could hit those assault frigates. Tracking disruption, not necessarily that effective on them. It's going to... then we've got newts. No, we've got a few newts, but it's mostly NOS, it's target painting, so he can still fire back. It's just a question of can he actually hit and hurt, and the thing is he's getting hammered and hammered. He's through armor, he's either out charges or he's just not holding it, as we're not seeing any shield rep back, and he's going to be gone very soon.
That leaves the Golem all by himself against a nearly full Ronin team. That Enyo is still alive. Guadas is holding on like a boss.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he tanks compared to the Paladin last round, but I don't think it's going to be very long here. There's a lot of high DPS assault frigates for Eos, for Prophecy, the Paladin. He's going to hold out for a while, but he's going to struggle to hold out for long.
He's going to struggle a lot for long, but it's going to be considerably shorter once those frigates get on him and apply their electronic warfare and the neutralizers. Each of those frigates seems to be packing a NOS, which is 5 NOS on a battleship class ship. That's going to be quite a quick cap drain. Okay, now the Golem has gone into Bastion mode. You can see the fins up out there. That means he's going to be immune to electronic warfare except for neutralizing.
Not that it's going to make a huge difference here, though. As much as he tries to hit anything, and he'll be painting some of these, well, I don't know, he doesn't even appear to have a painter on, which is a bit unfortunate for him, so he's going to have a good, strong tank. And he is holding pretty well, considering he's almost got an entire team's worth of DPS on him, but the fact that he can't actually apply it is going to be a problem for him. It looks like he's going to try for that Prophecy. He's taking a few bits of shield off him, but I don't think he's going to have much chance of getting that down before he dies.
Considering the sheer volume of electronic warfare in this match, and especially how quickly their Scimitar died in the opening moments, I'm surprised this Golem did not enter Bastion mode much earlier.
Possibly true. I mean, considering that he can actually pretty much hit the arena, it may have just been that he didn't need to earlier on, that he wasn't actually getting any significant EOR applied to him. Damps being the only thing here that's actually going to affect those missiles. He just may not have needed to early on. He's leaving himself with free maneuverability options, possibly to micro-jump closer to something. But it's just the sheer power of that assault frigate rush on the Scimitar. Time and again we've seen it, assault frigates running through a team, burning straight down, killing the logistics, and leaving the rest of their team free to clean up the match.
I think one point in his favor, he does not appear to be running any significant shield hardening. Unless I'm misreading, there's a lot of effects going on him right now, so it's a bit hard to tell, but he may be a bit more resistant to the neutralizer pressure on him than once thought.
Well, if we see, it's a lot of it is NOSes. There's a newt from one of the Enyos. The NOSes aren't particularly strong at draining. They're better for keeping the cap up. It's also going to be relevant to the total cap of those ships. Okay, they're frigates, so it will drain pretty low, but as we've seen before, a Paladin was able to continue firing while being neutered by a Geddon for an entire match, so I don't think he's going to have much cap problems. It's just going to be sheer DPS. He is actually dropping that Prophecy. I've got to say, I'm impressed with his Golem tank. Certainly the strongest Marauder tank we've seen so far. If he can keep this up, he might actually get the Prophecy down before he dies.
Well, there's 2 ways this can go. He's either got an ancillary shield booster, in which case he should be running out of charges pretty soon, or he's got a local booster with some kind of cap charge, like 1 or 2 more cap boosters with him. And if it's cap boosters, he'll last a lot longer, but with the amount of shields he's pulling back, I'd have to guess we might be seeing an ASB.
Yeah, I'd certainly expect an ASB. He might just be trying to pump cap to keep it running, but even if he is, it's not going to last forever, and as much as he's trying to keep it up, and he's going to have a good buffer even so, he's going to be struggling with the overloads, he's going to be building up heat, he's going to be damaging his modules, he's not going to keep that up forever, and he is starting to lose more and more shield now, so it could well be he's hit that reload cycle.
And we're coming in just over a minute left in this match. The real question now is whether or not this Golem will drop and give Ronin a complete and total victory, or if Deepwater will be allowed to keep the ship up. And it is looking increasingly like this Golem will fall to the combined damage of the Ronin team.
I don't know, the way he's still repping does kind of suggest that it's not an ASB, or he does have a cap to just continually run the thing. Though there's definite pauses, so it could actually be a local rep, and he's holding out well. It might even be that he will get this prophecy, and the prophecy isn't going to have anywhere to run from a golem. A cruise golem will hit the entire arena as far as I'm aware, so he might just get him down. There's 30 seconds left now, so it's going to be very close.
Oh, wow. He might be running 2 shield boosters, actually, with how frequently these boosts are coming in. He's getting some major chunks back.
The shield boosters do cycle faster than armor, so he's got that option there if he is running them to use them very quickly. It's just for cap pressure now, as we are now starting to see him bleed more and more. Oh, it's going to be really, really close, actually. 5 seconds left into structure now. Will he make it? Will he not?
He's still pulling back some shield, but definitely not enough for ancillary shield booster. That is probably on reload, and it looks like he is going to drop.
No, he looks like it, but he's made it. He has made it to the end of the match with just structure left. That was very, very close. An amazing tank there from that golem.